What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of 2-Bit Talks. And Google, of all people, bring me out today. I came across this article. It's basically an opinion piece, and I didn't know that this was a rumor, but apparently Google is rumored to be coming out with a streaming-based device to compete with Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo. I say an opinion piece because this guy says he's skeptical, and I agree with him. I'm skeptical about it too, but also it just it comes from Forbes, and Forbes, in my opinion, is very notoriously bad with their gaming news. It's like these guys who, their qualification seems to be, I play video games. But besides that, they don't keep up with anything. They're just dudes who work for Forbes, and they just so happen to own an Xbox or a PlayStation or even a Switch. Besides that, they don't really seem to really be plugged in or know what's going on. But I do agree with this guy's, him being skeptical of it. So apparently Google has been pursuing this for some time. Apparently their streaming platform is codenamed Yeti. I remember hearing something similar to this a few years ago, but I never really saw much on it. But apparently this rumor is coming back, and this is apparently going to maybe compete with the next Xbox and PS5 and so on and so forth. Here's my problem with it, which I believe we've discussed before, like even fairly recently when me and Jonathan talked about the 9th generation of video games, kind of what we think they're going to be like. I do think the next generation is going to be that transition period between the streaming box and what we think of as the traditional console. What I mean by that, of course, is that they're going to come out with the PS5 and the next Xbox, and it's going to be like, oh, you can stream games on here, but that's just a feature. It's not the main purpose of the device. And that's kind of how they grandfather us old console gamers into the new system, so to speak. Because we're like, oh, we want physical, or at least, we want everything just, we want a traditional console and all that. And that's how they'll get everyone used to it, just like this past generation with digital games and all that. Now a lot of us are okay with digital games and don't really care much for physical based media. And so I think the next generation is going to be that next step. And so while it starts out being just like how the PS4 and the Xbox One are now, you can buy a disc and put it in and all that. You can play you can play your games locally. Oh, you can put in that, they'll be like, oh, well, you also could sign up for our streaming service here, or for Xbox there, Xbox Game Pass, or even, PlayStation, I believe, has, PS Now, and those will be true streaming services and all that, and they'll, kind of go forward with that. So by the end of the 9th generation, probably a lot of people will be streaming. And so after the 9th generation, maybe we'll just get streaming boxes. You see where I'm going with this? And so while Google coming in with a streaming box might be a kind of, ahead of the curve if they do, I don't think that they will be successful. Because I think it needs to slowly be integrated into it, not just flat out, here it is, streaming box, we're going to compete with these guys. I don't think it would work out. And I have doubts that Google will actually go through with this, because I've heard this rumor before, of them wanting to come out with some kind of gaming device. This article actually says that Apple has wanted to come out with a gaming device. Yeah, it goes, this guy goes, we've heard rumors about Apple and Amazon trying to get in on the action for ages, and now Google is back in the mix. That's like one of the first paragraphs. Actually, Apple got into the video game industry back in the 90s. They actually had their own console. I can't remember the exact name of it, but they actually created something. It wasn't successful at all, but again, that goes to show you Forbes' knowledge on their people who are their video game people don't really have a whole lot of knowledge on the industry. Anyway, I think if Google does do this, I would hold back. I would wait for the Xbox Next, or whatever it's going to be called, and the PS5 to come out, and if they do have streaming on it, definitely come out. Hey, here's a streaming box. We're cheaper, but you can get these exclusive, or these multiplats can be streamed directly to you. Something like that, or even if they don't have streaming, come out with and be like, hey, we're the only streaming box. Maybe be successful, but if I was Google, I would wait for the two big ones, PlayStation and Xbox, to come out first and then make your move. Just my opinion, and then again, I think a lot of this is bogus. I don't think, I've been hearing rumors for years about Google stepping into video games, and it hasn't happened yet. I could be wrong. I reserve the right to be wrong, but I just don't see it happening. Just my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding the bell. That way you keep up with everything we're doing here on the channel. And as always, stay safe and play on.